Hello, my name is Rick Koller, and I would like to edit and design sound for movie trailers. While I think editing and designing sound for feature films would be very interesting, the challenge of creating movie trailers is even more appealing. Without knowledge of how the final film will turn out, it's my challenge to sell the film to the audience, to make them want to see it. Now, I think of it as a combination of storytelling, filmmaking, and a very creative sales position. I've been designing sound for live theater for many years now, and that challenge is very demanding. Successful completion for an opening deadline requires preparation, focus, and flexibility. These skills, in combination with an attention for detail and my love of visuals, will provide the means for a creative, successful product. I love the idea and challenge of distilling an entire movie into a less than 3-minute work by using just the right combination of visual graphic artistry, technical proficiency, and good old-fashioned storytelling. If you and your children love the fun and challenge of playing with Legos, but can't afford sets costing up to thousands of dollars each, rent Lego sets at play.com. Create a playlist from hundreds of Lego sets. Shipping is free. You receive your first set in 2 to 3 days, and there is no limit to how long you can keep each set. Enhance your child's cognitive skills while saving hundreds of dollars and reducing packaging waste. For your next Lego adventure, visit play.com. Hello and welcome to Science News Today, where our topic is combining low-tech and the sun. A wooden disc found in Unartag, Greenland, may support the legends the Viking used a wooden disc and crystals to navigate their ships. Like a sundial, the disc tracked the sun's shadow, and the crystals were likely a mineral known as Iceland spar. Vikings typically sailed over 1,600 miles in seas where the sun never sets in summer. And right out of a Jules Verne is the Sunjammer Solar Sail Project. A solar sail technology uses an ultra-thin sail powered by only the sun. The Sunjammer uses a 13,000 square foot sail, potentially enabling a host of diverse space missions. And for you DIY makers, how about an inexpensive sun tracking camera made out of empty beer cans? Using the can, photographic paper, and pinhole photography technology, for less than $1 per photo, you too can record the sun's path. I'm Rick Koller, and that's all for Science News Today. Hello, my name is Rick Koller, and I would like to introduce my guest today, who serves as a faculty member here at San Francisco State, Professor Betsy Lasser. Welcome.
Hi, Rick.
And
nice
thank
to see
you for coming. So you are an educator, and I have to ask this because I know tons of educators, including my wife. Not so much why you're an educator, but what was it that sparked your interest in becoming an educator, or at least being involved in education?
I really enjoyed college. I thought college was the best thing since sliced bread, and I wanted to be on a college campus. And so that's probably when I started thinking about becoming a professor. But the journey that I traveled after that is what decided the area that I wanted to work in.
Children and education, television.
Children and media, but specifically I was interested in, and still am interested in, racial and ethnic attitude formation and how children form their attitudes about members of other groups. And so it struck me that the media were were a tool that could be used to help children form positive attitudes about members of other groups. And that's what got me interested in the media.
Oh, that's good. So in your 425 class, which is television program design, which I was lucky enough to take, I feel very fortunate to take that. I was a little bit worried about it when I first took it, but it turned out to be a very fascinating class.
Good.
And I do want to thank you for that. Our topic was disabilities. Now, do you have the same topic for each semester, or is that something you...
No, I change the topic every time I teach it, partly to make it fresh for me, and I get to learn things as well as the folks in the class. So I change the topic and the target audience every time I teach it.
So how did you come up with the topic?
Disability, I can't tell you exactly what it was, except that I was really influenced by working in another class with Whirlwind Wheelchair here on campus. And my students made a video for Whirlwind, and in the process I learned more about disability and became more interested in that topic. And it struck me that it's a topic that children don't know a lot about, children who are able-bodied. And so it seemed like a good topic. And we have many resources here on campus, which is another criterion I use.
And we were lucky enough to speak with Dr. Hotchkiss, which was
Right.
just a wonderfully, I thought, a very enhancing segment to the whole class. Now, I'd like to speak to you about the class that I have not been able to take
Okay,
yet, and
sure.
that's 581, which is Electronic Media and Social Justice.
That's right.
Now, this is a program that you yourself has created.
Right.
You brought it to this class. Could you kind of tell us about it?
Sure. A number of years ago, one of our graduate students was Gabriela Martinez, and she was raised in the Sacred Valley of Peru outside Cusco. And she knew that I speak Spanish and that I'm interested in social justice issues, and she said, we need to go to Peru. And I said, great, my suitcase is packed, when's the flight? And so what happened was that we looked for an opportunity to take students, to develop a class and take students. And an opportunity came along, an RFP for a proposal between the Office of International Programs and the Service Learning program here at State. And so we developed this proposal. It got funded in a very minor way. And we took, I can't believe this now, but we took 28 students to Cusco.
Wow.
And did 3 PSAs for an organization that works with street kids. And so that was such a positive experience that we ran it a second year, 2 years later. And then Gabriela went on to the University of Oregon, where she's now a tenured professor. And I continued the class with other graduate students and eventually other people who I had made contact with.
Yeah, it sounds like an absolutely fascinating class. I know you've traveled to South America, Central America, India, Africa.
Right.
Where is the next adventure?
The next group is going to Indonesia, and we leave June 4th.
June 4th.
Right.
How many extra tickets do you have?
Well, I can tell you how to get your ticket.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. Professor Betsy Blosser, a faculty here at San Francisco State, the Beckett Department. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Rick.